As ever, you might say, to coin a phrase there, chums, as ever, right? As ever, it's down to Prince William to finally take control, and many suggest put the boot in to his younger brother and these madcap plans that he had coming up for this summer. As ever, yes, again.
For years, tensions within the House of Windsor have played out quietly, often behind palace walls and through carefully managed appearances. But what's becoming increasingly clear is that Prince William is now taking a far more decisive role in shaping how those tensions are handled, particularly when it comes to his younger brother, Prince Harry. What once may have been handled with patience or flexibility is now being approached with structure, boundaries, and long-term thinking. At the center of this evolving dynamic is a simple but powerful reality. William is preparing to be king. That responsibility changes everything. Decisions are no longer just about family. They are about the institution, its stability, and its future. From that perspective, any potential disruption, especially one that brings media attention or controversy, is something to be carefully managed, if not firmly avoided. This is where the reported refusal to entertain Harry's summer plans becomes significant. It's not just a personal decision, it's a strategic one.
I, William, Prince of Wales, pledge my loyalty to you, and faith and truth I will bear unto you, as your liege man of life and limb. So help me God.
The situation is made even more delicate by the condition and workload of King Charles III. The king's schedule in recent times has been described as intense, even demanding, particularly given his health challenges. Unlike the long and stable reign of Queen Elizabeth II, Charles does not have the same luxury of time. Where Elizabeth could pace herself, choosing engagements and maintaining a rhythm that balanced duty and rest, Charles appears to be working against the clock, trying to achieve as much as possible within a more limited window. That urgency brings pressure, and pressure brings vulnerability. For William, protecting his father from additional stress has become a priority. This is one of the key reasons behind the firm stance toward Harry. It's not just about disagreements or past conflicts, it's about avoiding situation that could create emotional or public strain for the king. In this context, even something as seemingly simple as a family gathering, like a summer visit to Balmoral, becomes complicated.
Is there a part of you that can see you and your family going back to the UK, becoming working royals with the monarchy?
No, I don't think it's ever going to be possible. I don't think that, even if there was an agreement or an arrangement between me and my family, there is that third party that is going to do everything they can to make sure that that isn't possible. Not stopping us from necessarily going back, but making it unsurvivable.
Balmoral, after all, is not just a residence. It is one of the most personal and historically significant places for the royal family. It represents continuity, tradition, and privacy. Any gathering there carries symbolic weight. Allowing a potentially tense reunion in such a setting could risk turning a private retreat into a source of public speculation. William's reported decision to block or limit such plans reflects an understanding of that risk. From Harry's perspective, however, the situation looks very different. His actions often suggest a desire to reconnect, to re-engage, or at least to remain part of the royal narrative. But the methods he uses, public statements, interviews, or indirect messaging through media, frequently have the opposite effect. Instead of building trust, they reinforce caution. Instead of opening doors, they lead to more controlled boundaries. One of the recurring themes in this ongoing situation is the question of control. Who controls the narrative? Who sets the terms of engagement? Within the monarchy, control has always been carefully managed. Public appearances, statements, and even silences are part of a larger strategy. Harry's more open and reactive approach challenges that system. It introduces unpredictability into an institution that depends on consistency. William's response, therefore, is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet and firm. By simply saying no, or by limiting access without public explanation, he avoids escalating the situation while still maintaining authority. It's a form of leadership that relies on restraint rather than confrontation. And in the context of royal protocol, restraint often speaks louder than any public statement. Int. There is also an emotional layer to this story that cannot be ignored. The relationship between William and Harry was once seen as one of the strongest within the royal family. Their shared experiences, particularly the loss of their mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, created a bond that seemed unbreakable. But over time, that bond has been tested by differences in perspective, responsibility, and approach to public life.
The basis of this documentary series is about the princes, so William and Harry, and their particular relationship with the press, which, as we all know, has been a bit kind of fractured over the years, particularly in light of the way in which their mother died. And they wholeheartedly blame the press for that. So it's very much the focus of their relationship, the struggles, and how things are behind the scenes that we don't always get to see.
William has remained within the structure of the monarchy, adapting to its demands and preparing for its future. Harry chose a different path, one that prioritizes personal freedom and independence. Neither choice is inherently wrong, but the consequences of those choices have created distance. And that distance is now being managed not just emotionally, but institutionally. The mention of past events, such as the coronation, adds another layer of complexity. Moments like these are not just ceremonial, they are deeply symbolic. Attendance, absence, and behavior during such events are closely observed and often interpreted as reflections of loyalty or duty. When expectations are not met, the impact can linger far beyond the event itself. At the same time, external factors continue to influence the situation. Public perception, media coverage, and even international reactions play a role in shaping how these dynamics unfold. When Harry speaks about issues like parenting, politics, or royal life, those comments do not exist in isolation. They ripple outward, sometimes reaching audiences and leaders far beyond the UK. For the monarchy, which relies heavily on diplomatic neutrality, this can create additional challenges. William's approach, therefore, is rooted in containment. Rather than engaging directly with every issue, he focuses on maintaining a clear line between the working monarchy and those outside it. This line is not always visible, but it is consistently reinforced through actions and decisions. Over time, it becomes part of the structure itself. Looking ahead, the implications of this approach are significant. As William moves closer to becoming king, the boundaries he is setting now will likely define the future relationship between the monarchy and Harry. Whether those boundaries soften or remain firm will depend on many factors: trust, behavior, and the ability to find common ground. For now, however, the direction is clear. The monarchy is prioritizing stability over reconciliation, structure over sentiment, and long-term strategy over short-term resolution. William's role in this process is central. He is not just responding to events, he is shaping the framework within which those events are understood. In the end, this is not just a story about disagreement or distance. It is a story about leadership, responsibility, and the difficult choices that come with both. William's decisions may not satisfy everyone, but they reflect a clear understanding of what is required to protect an institution that has existed for centuries. And for Harry, the challenge remains the same: how to navigate a path that honors his own values while respecting the boundaries of a system he has chosen to step away from. Until that balance is found, the distance between the two brothers and the roles they represent is likely to remain. Before you go, what do you think really happened behind the scenes? Was William's no justified, or did Harry deserve a different response? And what does this mean for the future of the royal family? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next royal update. See you in the next one.